Hi, I'm Ashley Kavanaugh.
Hi, I'm Holly Martin.
We are with
Web Business.
So the entire reasoning behind this webcast, TV show, podcast, whatever you want to call it, is because we build websites for clients. So we meet with all types of different people and we hear their entire story. We get to hear what makes them happy, what success looks like for them, and over time, we see all these things on social media that tell us what to do to be happy, and we're matching it with our client says, what our clients say, and there's not one formula that fits all. Every story is completely different, and so we want to have different guests that we know that are amazing and awesome and successful and killing it, but they each have a different routine that works for them, and not all those routines are waking up at 4 a.m. and having a celery smoothie or reading every night. Everybody's different. So we wanted a place for people to come to hear different successful people and what happiness looks like for them, and that you don't have to follow all these shame marketing tips that you see online. And also this is my first time doing anything like this. Is this your first time?
First time ever doing YouTube, yes.
Okay, so virginity being taken.
It's fun.
So please bear with us in being really awkward and not knowing how to talk. And please subscribe and comment any suggestions or tips because we will probably need it.
Yes, we're very open. So very cool. So I am in my 20th year of sales, and so over the last 20 years have been deeply engrossed in personal development. So for those 20 years, I was commission only, still am, and so it takes a lot of grit, right, to do that. So it was always about mindset and everything. So I've read all the books, watched all the podcasts, listened to them, gone to all of the retreats, and what I can say is all of the rules they're supposed to follow to be successful, most are not followed by the people that are successful, or pieces of them are to everyone. So my whole thing is I want people to look within. So for example, I was following people and they said you needed to juice celery every day. So I bought the juicer, the celery, and every day I'm juicing celery, and it did not agree with my stomach. It was not a good thing. And I did it for weeks and weeks into months, and then finally realized that's not working for me. And so just to have the ability to pick what works for you and not just go along with what you think the secret or the status of success is.
Did you get
I didn't have appointments right away in the morning after those. It wasn't fun.
But yeah, that's a perfect example of the online world trying to make us feel like you have to do this because it worked for me. Mm-hmm. And that's just not the case. And we have a guest joining us a little later in a little bit. And she's a really good example of someone who I meet with all the time. She's successful, she's happy, but she wears a ton of hats. Mm-hmm. And at the end of the day, it doesn't affect her energy. She walks into a room and she's a happy person. And all these, I meet a lot of people who are like, I do the 5 a.m. club, I read, I do this, I'm blah, blah, blah. And they're miserable. And
so interesting. This happens like in people that we talk to, and it happens online more than you know. One of my favorite YouTube creators does an influencer insanity series, and went through to show all the people that did the 5 a.m. club that as they go to pour their creamer, their Apple Watch went off, and it was actually 7:30. As their reel was titled 5 a.m. Club.
So they were lying.
In most cases, she has an entire series of influencer insanity of also saying you need to do this, this, and this, and was able to go and show through from just seeing times that this wasn't even all in one day. Someone made it look like they did all of these things, but it was just glued together because, again, it was like on the microwave, you could see the time, or it was a 5 a.m. club, but blinds were closed, and light galore was coming through. And so she's like, okay, they're in Michigan, it's October, and it's 5 a.m., the sun's not up. And so what we see online isn't real, and a lot of times people that we talk to are going to say things to boost themselves up, and it's not real either. So I think we want everyone to stop looking at those things and look inward on what works for you. So I was always told, if you have a TV, you'll never be successful. And I went from like 2005 to 2019 never turning on a TV or watching it because I wouldn't be successful. And then I met Ashley.
Oh.
Who has 8 years successful in business. And Ashley, what do you like to do?
I love watching TV. I will sometimes walk around the house doing all my chores, taking a shower, having a series playing. I do wake up at 6 every day, but that is to go make the kids lunches, make them breakfast, make my coffee, and then I get back in bed, and I'm in bed at least for 2 hours streaming some Vampire Diaries. Or Buffy. I love vampires. And then I'm in bed by 8:30 and I'm already streaming my shows. That's my world. That's my escape, and I love it. I don't read. I've tried. It's boring. I don't like it. I just want the pictures drawn for me. And it works. And in no way I feel like could my vocabulary be better? Sure. But I'm great at describing objects. I can work and watch TV. And again, every industry is different. I'm a web designer, so I can multitask. Now, if you're an accountant, you probably can't have vampires ripping each other's throat out in the background
while you're doing numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah. So should we take a minute? And we are going to bring on a message from our sponsor, an amazing woman who helps a lot of people in really difficult transitions, Tracy Duff with Assisted Living Locators.
Hi all, I am Tracy Duff with Assisted Living Locators. I am your no-cost guide into senior living and care. So I help seniors and their families navigate into this world of senior living. There are so many choices and so many options. This can be extremely overwhelming for the families and their seniors. And I try to take that burden and ease the load for them. And give them some real viable options that are best for them. I am dementia care certified. I'm very, very passionate about what I do, so I'm hand-holding my families from start to finish, all the way through the process and following up afterwards. This is a very, very rewarding business. Hardest thing for me is to remember that it is a business, but it is extremely rewarding. So I'm here for you. I have resources in all aspects of the senior industry. I tell all my clients and families to Google me before they Google. And I will help you through every step of the way. So again, Tracy Duff with the Assisted Living Locators. You don't have to do this alone.
Now, our first guest. Let me do your intro. She is a perfect example of someone who wears all the hats, always going on, but when she enters a room, she brings the energy, the fun, and she doesn't let it ruin her day. But she has 20 million hats and is amazing and is one of my bestest friends. I don't have a lot of friends, and anyways. Tracy Duff, please applause and welcome her.
Hello. This is so fun. So fun.
I'm so excited to have you as our first
Yeah,
guest.
this is great. I feel so, thank you. Nice intro. That worked for me.
It was better in practice.
Yeah.
That worked.
No, this is great. I'm excited to be here. I love the whole premise of this because I live it. There's a lot of things. I didn't start this part of my life as career and business owner until I was 58. Now there's a lot of coaching. There's a lot of people telling all of us what we need to be doing to be successful, and I don't always need all of that. I have my own kind of things that have worked for me in the past, but I've also bought into a lot of this because starting at 58, you don't know what you don't know, and so
You're such a natural. Look at her. She's just.
I know.
So
so I'm excited about this. This is right in my heart. Yeah.
So we're going to dive into hot topics, just random things that people advertise to us or talk about, and we're going to just talk about our viewpoints on it. All right. We're going to pull from the Ashley's 4th grade mug face.
I love that.
Oh, and let's cheers.
Oh, yeah.
While we try.
Yes.
Yeah. Cheers.
And I want to do a drinking game. Every time someone says, you have to take a sip.
Okay.
I see where this is going.
Okay. Shame marketing. Have you ever bought something or changed your habits because someone made you feel like you weren't doing enough? And shame marketing is pretty much everything we're talking about. Just
My
please
bad.
hold.
Real life things happen. Did not silence my phone. My bad.
That is okay.
Yeah, I think juicing celery every day. That's my thing, as I was told I need to be doing. So
Yeah. I went, it takes a lot to get me to bend kind of in a different way that I think. And a major thing was the vaccine thing for me in my industry. For me to be able to get into my communities and the hospitals or rehabs, I was shamed into having to take the vaccine. And when I didn't really agree with it, I did it. And I was able to do those things, but I was not comfortable with it. And that's usually not me.
That's deep.
Yeah. But there's
The
other, I mean,
vaccine.
that's big.
That's
big.
That is.
That's big. It was a good thing for me because living with my husband, I have a special needs child. The 5 a.m. club thing got me up, and it gave me at least an hour without anybody.
that was your new time.
Yeah, and which I didn't have before. So before I was waking Tyler up, and it went into chaos immediately. So that has worked for me, and it's my hour. Whatever I do during that hour, usually it's just sitting, and it could be reading, it could be meditating, it could be all those things, but it works, and it's an hour.
And it works for you.
And it works for me. And then when everybody else is up, I've already had my time.
Yeah.
I don't feel rushed. I'm not chaotic yet.
See,
That
mine
comes.
is similar, but not. So I wake up to hurry up and get everyone out the door, like
Out.
go to school. And then that's when I like to get back in bed with my coffee and stream for 2 hours, Vampire Diaries.
Well, and that's when I know I
That's how-
can text you and get a response because I know exactly where you are.
That's me decompressing. Otherwise, me waking up at 5, I'm going to be thinking about, okay, at 6 I have to start doing this, I have to start doing that. So I just get it out of the way, and then I like to get back in bed
Right.
and do my...
And that's your time.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
So that's a good...
Are you up at 5 a.m.?
I am not. I'm a 6:30.
There you
But when
go.
you wake up, what do
Yeah.
you do? What are you doing in the morning?
You go straight into
That's
work?
like the only time Jonathan and I really have total privacy, so that's nice. And then
Yeah.
we get ready. We have breakfast together every morning, and then the kids start waking up and coming downstairs.
There you
So
go.
It's very
Then the
nice.
chaos starts for you.
I think so. Phone's big, so...
Okay, that's a good thing. Do you think rest days are part of success, or do you low-key feel guilty for relaxing?
Okay, so that's
You start on that
Yeah,
one. I
so
got it too.
I
don't
was up before my kids, showered, and in a skirt suit by 7 a.m. Breakfast made, and took my kids full makeup dress like that forever. And
Wow.
yeah, so that was 2005, and then it's 2019.
And you're still smiling and all cute? That's awesome.
So if I would ever get up and not be dressed and go in sweats to drop them off, my kids would come out and be like, "What's wrong?" It was what's wrong? And I'm like, "No, I'm good." I just, for whatever reason, maybe there was a time I couldn't-
Overslept or something
and
happened.
So then I started dating this guy. We're friends now, and he came to my life for a point to teach me something during this time. And he's like, and really nicely, "Why don't you try?" I've been to that on Sundays, everything. He goes, "Why don't you try on Sundays to not get up and get ready right away and be productive all day?" I'm like, "What do you mean? How could I not?" And he's like, "No, just try it." And I was like, "Okay, I'm going to try once a month, one Sunday to not, and it was really hard, but I did. And then he's like, "Try it every week on Sunday,
wow.
not till."
Wow.
And so ironically, last week, it was after dinner, I went and put like sweats on. I was laying in my bed. Gilmore Girls is my guilty
Yes.
pleasure. And
I love
so Piper
Gilmore
and Reese
Girls.
came down, my teenagers, and they come to the room. And they're like, "Whoa, this is really weird to see you relaxed." And then they sat in the room and just chilled with me. And they're like, "But this is nice." And it made me think like, wow, like it's crazy that I don't let myself rest. There's
Yeah, I'm not
definitely-
real good at that.
No, I don't see
No,
that.
I'm not real good at because if I do sit, I'm thinking of all the things I could be getting done, whether it's laundry or work or anything. So to sit and watch a program or something at night after dinner, for one, I'd probably just fall asleep. But it sure feels great. I went to Florida a couple of weeks ago and the weather was horrible and I had no choice but to sit in a beautiful condo,
It's awesome.
we watched 3 movies a day, we played games,
Awesome. So
we
fun.
chill. It was, and it forced me to do that. But it takes that kind of stuff to get me there.
We're back. Technical difficulties, seeing as this is our first time.
But we're going to go with our next question.
All right.
So here we go.
Out of
Full
my
on
face.
Out of Ashley's face. All right. Is reading really better than streaming shows or total?
So, as someone who doesn't read, I call. I like to stream. I watch a lot of TV. I've never been a reader. Every year I tell myself I'm going to read. It's definitely on my grow up list, but I'm 35 and it hasn't happened yet. But I know that my friends read a lot, so I get to hear about all the things they're educated on. So it is like getting the Cliff Notes.
Right? Osmosis. You're learning through osmosis.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just
And
like-
I was always, the leaders are readers, what I was told. And if you have a TV or watch TV, you will not be successful. So starting like 2005, I mean, it literally, actually Gilmore Girls ended in 2008. It was 7 or 8, right when I had Piper and Reese.
So you got to be honest.
And
now.
so I just realized that was actually the last year, because after Gilmore Girls ended, I never watched another show. And so, and then it came on Netflix like late 20-teens, and I watched it. But I thought if I watched TV, I'm not going to be successful. So I read. So I mean, read to the point of like 52 books a year, like so 1 a week. So my goal, made spreadsheets, listed the books. I didn't always hit that, but I mean, it was minimally 1 every other week. And it was usually
Wow.
personal development. So, but recently we have a friend, Laura, who wrote a book, and it's not a personal development book. It's actually
Awesome
a
book.
fun book.
Yeah.
And I read that like last year and totally enjoyed it. And I'm like, okay, this can be fun.
Yeah. Yeah, and I wasn't a reader in school at all. I would pay people to read and do my reports, and like Ashley, learning through the Cliff Notes and all that kind of stuff. But again, back when I started into this personal development 10, 12 years ago, whatever, I started reading. And I'm a book reader, book.
Okay.
I'm not the iPad reader.
And the bright light, like I don't read, but if I read, it's gonna be
a book.
Yeah.
And I like that. I do enjoy it. Again, reading Laura's book was awesome, and she has a new one coming out that I've been privy to, so that's pretty exciting.
We'll link her website.
Yeah,
so you guys
yeah,
can
she's
know what we're
awesome.
talking about.
You've got to get her books. I'm a book reader now, but definitely not 52.
Yeah, that is
But no.
insane.
No, that's
Wow.
overachiever.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to be
Yeah.
successful.
Yeah.
And that was the answer. So, gotta follow the checklist.
Yeah.
And again, that's okay if you read and you watch a lot of television.
Right.
I'm
Yeah,
happy,
whatever works
very
for you.
happy.
Yeah.
It didn't change our success or
No,
happiness.
we're
or
all
we are
successful
good.
and we're all different. So
Yeah, really different.
we are proof.
Yes.
Yay.
All right. Final
Last question. Ashley, would you like to do
Oh.
this?
Yes,
I'll grab my
Ashley
face.
should pull out of her own face.
What's the dumbest piece of business advice you've ever received?
Mine, fake it till you make it. Because if I think you have to fake it, you're not going to make it. That doesn't fly with me. I think it's better for all of us to stub our toes in public and be human and share that experience because it's learning. We don't learn from everything going the right way.
Right.
We learn when it goes wrong. So in my business, I could never fake it.
Yeah, what you do,
it would
kinda-
not go well.
Yeah.
People's
And nobody
lives.
would trust me. And so if there's something I don't know or haven't learned yet or don't have the resource, they're going to be the first to know. Hey, I don't really know this, but I can find out. But yeah, that doesn't float.
Yeah. When I was younger, I might have, been on the fake it till you make it. But I mean, I'm changing websites and domains and technology. I'm not dealing with the elderly and their lives and their families. So it's a little different.
But still, someone's business website is down, and that's someone's
That's
livelihood.
huge.
I know
That's
too.
huge.
I'm going to figure it out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'll fake it and I will make it. But now that I've been doing it for so long, now I'm like, at this point, I've done it all. I've done a lot. So now I can just realistically, if they're like, hey, can you do this? I'm like, no, I don't want to. No, we're not a good fit. But the worst piece of business advice is advice that I didn't ask for.
Totally. Yeah.
In networking, when you sit down with someone, it's natural, normal, usually whether they're older or the opposite sex, they sit across from you and immediately feel like they need to tell you and give you advice, and they don't even know you. So it's impossible to give me good advice if you know nothing about me.
Right.
You don't know about my past, my journey, my goals, or my business, but it happens all the time.
Yeah.
I basically have to lead with my age and my experience and my credentials to just avoid getting bad advice from people that are in a lot of cases beneath me. Like, no, let me give you advice.
Right,
Nice
right.
try.
Don't have the experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, so mine would be like, just keep going, don't quit. Because there are times when you should quit. There are times, and a lot of times we're doing something, and the advice too of just double down and do more of it. If you're doing the wrong thing, and then you double down and do more of the wrong thing, you won't get the right answer. So it is okay to quit. I have ex-husbands. I have left businesses. Those decisions to quit were the right
And
ones.
she's smiling. That's the key, right?
I mean, so it is okay to quit, and that goes back to like what society, like if you say you're doing a business or you announce a relationship and then to go back on and announce that you failed at those. No, you actually succeeded because you saw something not working and you walked away from it.
Exactly.
Should be celebrated that you were brave enough.
And you're not going to be successful.
Not in
Then you're
everything.
faking it.
Don't do that.
No, we don't do that. We don't do that.
That's a good
Alright.
good summary of
Yeah.
looking at yourself and what do you want, not what the gram, not worrying about what you want them to see.
Yeah. Yeah. Be yourself.
Well, we're out of fortune cookies to grab out of my face. But thank you for joining us, Tracy.
Oh, I love
you
On
this.
our
This
first
is awesome.
episode, our first attempt.
I love the whole premise of this. I think it's amazing. Yeah, this is great.
Yeah,
I'm honored.
you should be
We
honored.
appreciate it.
And this is our first one, so please comment. Tell us something we did horrible at. And we can
Yes.
try.
Tell us your favorite part too.
Yeah, that
So,
too.
like, share.
Subscribe.
Yes.
Yeah. And what's our tagline? What did we come up with?
What is your tagline?
Something about bull stereotypes. Well, she's gonna look it up.
I'm gonna look it up. It's so bad I can't remember. We call bull on the success formula. We call BS on the success formula.
There you go.
All right.
I'm in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stay tuned till next episode.
Till the next one. Thank you, everybody.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.